Hey, I'm Mack. Welcome back to my channel. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe and consider joining my Patreon for access to new videos told 24 hours early, as well as some Patreon exclusive content. Okay, so I'm being told that Elomir, that company, that MLM scam company, has a new product that is obviously going to revolutionize our health and just, it's going to be amazing. It probably is like super evidence-based and well-researched and well-supported. So I'm ready for, my health to be revolutionized and just vastly improved by this MLM product that is in no way optimized for maximum, payouts to their top of the pyramid. Okay. It's not really a new product though. This announcement happened on Memorial Day. It's just, me. I've explained it before. Always out of the loop. All right, so let's go. Come on.
Awesome. I think I'm live. Awesome. Happy Tuesday, everyone.
I think you've been live for a long time.
A long holiday weekend. If you are here in the US, I hope you guys got a chance to honor and remember our fallen soldiers this past weekend for Memorial Day. I will tell you, it was a quiet day home for my family. Really didn't do much. We kind of just took the moment to really remember and honor the people that gave the ultimate sacrifice to fight for our freedom.
I'm sorry, but I must have missed something. In which of the recent wars was our freedom being fought for exactly? Was it let's see here, the Vietnam War? Nope, I don't think so. Was it the Gulf War? Nope, I don't think so. Let's see, Afghanistan. Nope, I don't think so. What about Iraq? That doesn't sound right to me. And if it was being fought for our freedom, I guess we must have lost our freedom then, because we definitely lost those fucking things. I'm not saying anything about the individuals, who died as a result of these conflicts, but this type of rhetoric where you are just saying that the American military has been fighting for our freedom sort of perpetuates a system in which, in addition to the effects on the places where we are fighting these wars, it also perpetuates a system where it will cause more of these young people to have their lives ended prematurely for pointless shit. Or, well, not for pointless shit, but for shit that is not worth caring about. That is for, other ulterior motives rather than fighting for our freedom. Please. Exactly what about the war in Afghanistan or the war in Iraq was, can you please point out to me where my freedom was being fought for, whatever the fuck that means? Where? Okay, no answer, I guess.
And also had a prayer for every single family that is going through and actually having a hard time. So I hope you guys had a great time with family, spent time with your loved ones, and honored and remembered the fallen soldiers that fight every single day for our freedom.
They're fighting every single day for our freedom. How exactly is that? Can someone break down the nuts and bolts of this to me? Because because I'm not seeing it exactly here. Ridiculous.
If you are an active woman or man service or in the service and military, I just want to personally thank you. For anyone that is mourning the loss of a family member that served our country, I want to offer my condolences and prayers. And
how about offering a critical examination about how to prevent more people from dying in military conflicts for dubious reasons. Like, how about that? How about we look at how we can have that not happen anymore, or at least happen less?
Definitely, to all of our veterans, I truly, truly do thank you guys and honor you for everything and the sacrifices that you've been able to do.
All right, well, it's Memorial Day, not Veterans Day. Veterans Day is in November.
For us and our families and this country. So with that being said, guys, I am excited to be on tonight's call. We're going to do all things vital.
I'm so going to get so much hate for that from like the right wing.
Control. I hope you guys are having a wonderful kickoff to your week. I know every time we have a holiday weekend that bleeds into Monday, it completely throws off my schedule. So I always want to call it Monday, but then I know we're on Tuesday. So I hope you guys are having a great kickoff to your week. I'm excited to talk about all things vital control. If you are catching me live, go ahead and drop the word live in the comment box. If you are catching the replay, go ahead and drop the word replay. If you are secretly watching, I hope you enjoyed the information that we share with you this evening. And I want to actually dial in this evening. And I didn't bring any guests on tonight because I just wanted to talk about some details behind our newest product that we launched about 10 days ago. And you guys have no idea how exciting it is to be able to actually share that a lot of testimonials are already coming through. And every single day I'm getting either brand partners messaging me on social media or the field leaders actually sending me testimonials of what people are experiencing on Vital Control. So before I get into the details and talk about testimonials, let's talk about Vital Control. If you don't know what that is, that's the newest product that Elemere launched on May 20th. It is our brain nootropic appetite control product. And guys, I will tell you, it tastes exactly like candy. Everyone kind of has their own take of what they think they taste. They think sour apple, they taste melon, they say Jolly Rancher.
These people don't seem like they have very refined taste buds then. It probably just tastes like fucking sugar. Also, if something is a nootropic, that means it's hogwash. Just like, I'm sorry, but it's just true.
But I will tell you, it's very, very easy on your palate. It definitely is something.
Yeah, as you know, sugar or artificial sweeteners tend to be.
It's kind of funny. I had a shipment come to my house today, and I could literally smell the melon smell when I opened the package.
Kind of seems like maybe they're not doing the best job with sealing the product. Then, I mean, I could see smelling a little bit of it, but if it's that intense, it sounds like the seal that the manufacturer is putting on there is not working super well, or perhaps it is diffusing through the plastic packaging or something. I don't know, but clearly something is getting out from the inside to the outside.
I don't know if any of you guys that are currently using the product experience that, but I could literally smell the melon flavor in the packaging. And
yeah, that seems like kind of not a good thing.
For me, I'm truly excited about that. So let's talk about our product. It is, like I said, it's a brain nootropic and appetite control product. And what I want to do is let's break down the 7 ingredients, the main 7 active ingredients that are in our product. Some of you guys may have never even heard of these ingredients, but what I highly encourage you to do, go look on the NIH of all the benefits. So our chemists, so give you a little bit of background about this formula.
Okay, what I'm going to assume she's talking about is she's probably talking about like going on PubMed or something. Here's the thing. PubMed is just going to pull up any papers that have been written about anything and that have been published in, a journal. That doesn't mean that like they're good or well conducted studies. That just means that like someone published this in a journal somehow. And you don't know, it could be a credible journal. It could be a journal that is just, payola, basically. You don't know. You have to be critical when you're looking at these things.
Our chemist was actually working on this for over a year.
Really? I mean, isn't this just like 7 ingredients and some excipients? Like, why did it take them so long?
He was trying to perfect this for over a year.
Yeah, why? I don't know, understand why it took that long. Also, your chemist. Do you mean chemist like pharmacist, like the way they say it in the UK or something? Because you should probably have had that being done by like a compounding pharmacist, not by a chemist. Like chemists, like at least with the way that we would say chemist here in the US, and I believe also in Canada, correct me if I'm wrong, Canada, but like chemist would mean like, you know, someone who perhaps works for like DuPont or something, not someone who works with like medications. Like they might work at a pharmaceutical company, but they would also probably have another title there or something, like a pharmacologist or a formulation developer or something like that. Because like chemistry could be anything. Chemistry could be like coming up with like a recyclable polyester or something like that, or one that's biodegradable, coming up with packaging compounds, or all kinds of stuff. Chemists don't really do that's not what you really refer to as someone who develops a formulation for something that you're going to put into your body. It's a related field, but usually if someone is a chemist, that's not what they do. Usually if someone does that kind of drug development or formulation development or compounding, they're not going to refer to themselves as a chemist, at least not here in the US. That's just really weird. It's really weird that you had a chemist working on this and not like a pharmaceutical development, or, you know, even, or it could be anything like drug delivery or whatever, compounding pharmacist, or I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's a weird choice.
So it's been under R&D. And originally when I sat down with our chemists to talk, and normally what we do is we do meetings about product. And when we sat down, him and I had a great discussion talking about the things we'd like to achieve with our product line in Elemere. And when it came to the subject of weight management, both Mike and I agreed that we were not looking to have a product that is considered hype or a fad diet concept. I don't like any of that. To me personally, I was caught up in that toxic diet culture for a lot of my early adult life. I don't know if any of you guys relate to that. But after I had kids, there was a lot more pressure, and whether it was directly done to me or indirectly because of what society promotes as beautiful. If any of you guys can relate to the toxic diet culture, drop a 1 in the comment box.
Yeah, like I really hate products that are just, you know, hype. And I just am so against that toxic diet culture and just hype products, you guys. So anyway, because I'm so against hype products and toxic diet culture, let me tell you about my new little weight management appetite suppressant nootropic nutraceutical, you guys. Okay. Like, what? Okay. Oh man, it's like when Exxon is like, we are, you know, intensely focused on preventing further climate change or whatever. Like, are you though?
The constant roller coaster of up and down, you know, going on this restrictive diet, feeling so accomplished. And then, you know, you attend a party or you attend a family celebration, you take a little whip of that cake, donut, ice cream, whatever it was. My weakness is donuts. And I just remember eating the donut and then, oh my gosh, I felt so deprived. So I'd eat another donut. And then it got to a point where I'm like, well, if I already had a donut, I might as well eat this. Oh, I can have some pasta with that, right? It just kind of went out of control. And that's what deprivation diet does to you, is that.
So that sounds like perhaps, you know, a relationship with food that perhaps you could talk to a professional about, because that can be really harmful. And that can be really hard to break that way of thinking, because it's so drilled into everybody that this is a normal way to think about food. It's just treated as, oh, that's the normal way to think about it. That is a completely normal, way to think about food, when really, like, no, maybe it's common and maybe it is normal, but that doesn't mean it's healthy to think about food that way. I don't know. And I get that she realizes that, but I don't think that a nootropic is the way to address that.
You literally make yourself feel like you're not really living your life and you're not enjoying it. And so you go into this roller coaster of you're motivated and then you slip up and then you feel disappointed and then you fall completely down. And after I do that, I feel so guilty that I continue on. See,
feeling guilty about food. See, that's something where it's like, okay, maybe I have maybe the way that I'm looking at this is a problem, and maybe I need to, if there's someone I can talk to about it, or maybe, a book that I can read or something where I can try to change the way that I'm thinking about food and change what my goals about it are, and try to think of it in a more healthy way, in a way that's focused on what's right for me and not what's right according to, toxic diet culture, as she says. She's not wrong about what she's saying here, but she's wrong about what her solution for it is.
On with the unhealthy eating trend. And then it gets to a point where I start gaining the weight back that I lost. And then I feel even more disappointed. And then that disappointment leads to more failure of bad choices that I was consuming. And it kept going that rate. And I just noticed that as years had gone by, the toxic mindset that it developed for myself, and most importantly, my confidence, it destroyed me as a person. And so I came to realize in my later 20s, this is when I really decided, like, I got to go on a lifestyle change. And knowing that was a huge component behind the discussion that we were talking about, when me and Mike were talking, we both agreed that there was two elements to weight management that a lot of people complain about. When we were talking to, for myself, I was
But you're still thinking of things in terms of weight management.
Asking random people.
Because the problem is that weight can sometimes be a side effect of healthy or unhealthy eating, but it is not necessarily an indicator of overall state of health and of, the level of care you're taking for yourself. So when you're still laser focused on this weight management stuff, it's still not going to be the right thing for you. It's still not going to be the best way to treat your body and the healthiest way to approach the whole nutrition, the whole just what to eat thing. It's not. Especially if you're taking appetite suppressants. Like, what? No, don't do that. That suggests that there's still some toxicity in the way of thinking going on here, because you're still saying weight management. People,
I was asking people on social media. Mike was talking to people within his lab and just his network. And there was two elements that we both agreed upon that people struggle with when they go on a journey of a lifestyle change and hopefully managing and lead to weight loss. Number one.
See, right there, you're still hoping that it'll lead to weight loss. So this is still the focal point of this lifestyle change. Maybe, a lifestyle change might cause you to lose weight, but that shouldn't be the indicator of success, and it shouldn't be considered a failure if you don't lose weight. Because weight is not the end all be all in terms of the level of health that you have. There are plenty of people who are very skinny and who are completely insulin resistant and who are probably going to die very early of some type of cardiac complication or another type of chronic condition from metabolic unhealthiness. And that's another problem with the way that we think about the way that we commonly think about weight in the present day. Because what that does is it not only harms people who are considered to be overweight, it also harms people who are considered to be a healthy weight, because people then assume that nothing could possibly be wrong with them, that they must be just perfectly healthy because they're a quote unquote healthy weight. And they don't screen them for anything. They don't think that if they have like high blood pressure, for example, that it's a real problem. I had to fight tooth and nail to get my idiopathic hypertension treated. And it's crazy. Like, no, high blood pressure is not good no matter what weight you are. It's not good for your heart to be working that hard all the time. And I don't know why it's high for me. It's idiopathic. It's just the way it is, because you would think it'd be a lot lower because I'm extremely, extremely active, but it's not. It's always high. But people just assume that nothing could possibly go wrong with my heart or whatever because I'm a quote unquote healthy weight. Well, that's not true. So this way of thinking about weight harms everybody. It harms everybody. And so and it's the result of making it the focal point of everything and making it an indicator, like the ultimate indicator of whether you're healthy or not. And that's not the case.
They lacked motivation to get up and move, right? Guys, the reason why we have this limiting ability to move around a lot is because most of us, not me, but most people work a corporate job. And a corporate job, you usually get stuck sitting in a chair for hours on end because you're working. And the reality of it is the only time you actually get up at your job is usually when you take a break or when you go to lunch or when you walk to the restroom. And so you get into this habit of being immobile all the time that by the time you get home from work, you just want to sit down because you're just mentally exhausted from the job. And the thought of getting up or going to the gym or lifting weights just sound too exhausting that you end up crashing on the couch until 8, 9 o'clock at night and you go straight to bed. If you guys can relate to that.
Okay, I'm just going to add in here, this is just like an aside that's not really related to Elomir. It is very, very difficult if you don't already have an exercise habit built up. It is extremely difficult to start one that involves going to the gym if you have to drive there. Like it's already hard enough to go to a gym if it's like right by where you live. But if you have to like get all your shit together and then go drive there, and then, you know, it's kind of a new thing for you, it makes you a little bit nervous, you feel anxious about it. Oh my God, you're going to come up with so many excuses so fast to not go there. You're never going to go. Like it's completely reasonable to realize that you're never going, because that's a tall order. Okay. You have to drive there, and then it's going to take you however long it takes you to do your workout. Then you have to drive back, and then you're going to have to take a shower. Right. And then you're going to have to like make dinner, and then, like, who has the time for that? I would highly encourage you to find an activity that does not require you to travel to a gym. You know, it's very, 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 very difficult to start that habit that way. It's really difficult, you know, and maybe you think that something you could do at home like won't be like as effective as something you could do at the gym, but doing something you can do at home will be more effective than doing nothing and then feeling bad about yourself for not going to the gym. It's such a tall order.
That used to be my life prior to me working from home. I'd be so exhausted by the end of the day that there was zero motivation to move my body, right? So that was number one. Number one, we identified that people lacked the motivation to just move. The second thing that Mike and I agreed upon when we were talking about the product was people lack the inability to control their eating. Now,
people lack the inability to control their eating. So they're really good at it. Anyway, I think there is such a thing as inertia and momentum in terms of many activities that people do. Like I think that there's such a thing as sleep inertia, where it's a human that is asleep and in bed will not get out of bed or stop sleeping unless acted on by an outside force, an object in motion tends to stay in motion, the longer you sit on the couch, the harder it becomes to get up. Right. So something to think about. I feel like that's kind of tangential to what she was saying, but I don't know. I think the reason people don't go to the gym is because that is just such a tall order after you've commuted home from work to then have to go all the way out again after getting all your shit together, your shoes and your gym clothes. Then you got to go all the way there, work out. Then you got to go all the way back. And now it's an hour and a half later. And now you got to take a shower. And now you got to make dinner. And there's no time for that. I'm sorry, but there's just not. Okay. And it's even harder to do that in the morning, I feel like, too. If you got to do it in the morning before you go to work, that's really tough. How early are you going to have to get up? Really? Nah. See, sleep inertia. You're going to want to keep sleeping because you got to make it to work, but you don't have to go to the gym, right? It's very hard to convince yourself. It's a lot easier to convince yourself to do a routine on Fitify or to walk around the block, right out your front door, It's a lot easier to convince yourself to do that than it is to convince yourself to drive to the gym and and then go to work. Nope, not gonna happen.
The problem behind these fad diets or toxic diet culture is you're either one extreme or the other. You go from the deprivation diet where you're just holding back from everything that you enjoy about life when you eat, or the other extreme is you just don't eat. You think starving yourself is the best way to lose weight as fast as possible. But the reality of it is both spectrums are very unhealthy for you. So when we created this product, well, not me, our chemist, when he created this product, those are the two elements he wanted to integrate into this product. He wanted to give you motivation to move your body, and he wanted to give you the ability to feel satisfied and full faster with your meals. Because both him and I agree, you should not avoid eating. Eating is actually good for you. But what we came to realize...
Oh my God, no way. I should write that down. Eating is good for you. Guys, this whole time, I just had no idea. I mean, a lot of the reason that it's very difficult to control, the amount that you are eating these days is because sugar is incredibly addictive and it's being added to so many foods. And here's the other little dirty secret is that fructose does not have any effect on how satiated you feel. It is completely the system that signals satiety completely ignores fructose. It has no effect on how full you feel. So when everything is loaded with extremely addictive, directly toxic high fructose corn syrup, which is it is very addictive, and it is not just empty calories. It is directly toxic. Okay. It is. Watch the sugar video if you don't know that. It's gonna you've been set up to fail. You've been set up to fail because, of course, these the food companies are going to load this stuff up with this, because to them, if the food that you're eating is addictive and not making you feel full and therefore making you want to eat more, well, that's great for them. I don't think that people's motivation has suddenly evaporated, or that, at some point in the last 100 years, humans became less that they just lost willpower, that willpower was somehow just bred out of us in the last 100 years. That doesn't sound very likely to me. So it sounds more likely to me that something else changed. Perhaps, the composition of our food or something.
Realize is that for us personally, instead of forcing people into habits that they're not used to yet, we wanted to give them some results so that it would inspire them to start making better choices on their own. Because when you make the choice on your own, most likely the success rate is going to be a lot higher versus us forcing you into a habit that you're not prepared for. And then the likelihood of you either gaining weight or breaking the habit is a lot greater, right? So that was the concept behind this product. And I will tell you guys, since we've launched it, it is insanity. Some of the stories.
But there are pretty simple lifestyle changes that you can make that will have dramatic results depending on, what you're currently doing. Like for me, for example, I do not consume any liquids that have sugar in them, whether that's fruit juice, whether that's sugary soda. I do not drink sugar. Flat out, I don't do it. If you make that change to not drinking anything that contains sugar, you just across the board, you don't drink sugar, you will see dramatic differences in how you feel, in how your skin looks, and you will probably lose a little bit of weight. Who knows? But you will probably have a lot better energy. You'll probably find it easier to make healthier choices in your eating because you're not calibrating your not only your brain, because sugar is addictive, and you're also not calibrating your tastes to be so sweet. And if that's something that you can live with, it makes a dramatic difference. It really does. It's absolutely jaw-dropping, the difference it makes in just how you feel when you don't drink sugary drinks anymore. And you don't need Elemere and their little appetite suppressant nootropic to do that. You can do that all on your own.
Are so incredible, but I always want to give this disclaimer that these are not typical expected results. We always encourage people the best results. You got to be on the product 60 to 90 days because this is health and wellness. Things are not done overnight. It is not fixed very quickly, but there are people that are experiencing normal results, above average results. And then there's people that have crazy, incredible results. And again, not to be expected as the average person to get those results, but we are getting people that are submitting their tests.
Then why are you telling us about these crazy results, if not to make us think that we could get those results too?
Testimonials and actually sharing what the results are. So if you are interested in reading some of those testimonials, please get with the person that invited you to watch this information and add yourself to that private group that we have on social media. There's almost 21,000 people in that page, and you will be able to go in there and not only read testimonials of Vital Control, but our second product that we have in our product line is called Access Clarity. That is a brain and gut health product that has been around for almost a year. And there are incredible testimonials of how Access Clarity is transforming people's lives. So let's go through the ingredients of Vital Control. Now, I know some.
Have you ever noticed that pharmaceuticals, they don't just use, the FDA does not accept testimonials as evidence? There's a reason for that.
Some of you guys are probably not even going to be familiar with it. I know there's some brand partners that are in the live. So if you want to kind of drop the spelling in there, I will share with you guys as you go to Google search on the NIH. Please do not go to blogs. I don't trust blogs because honestly, I want clinical data. So I always go to the NIH.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's talking about PubMed. Here's the thing. While I agree with her about not looking at blogs for your information, you can't just accept everything that you see on PubMed as being a legitimate or well-designed or trustworthy or credible study. you just can't. You have to actually look at it, and you have to think critically about what you're looking at, because, there's a lot of different reasons why someone might publish a paper. There's a lot of reasons why they might make their findings slanted. Perhaps the funder is expecting a certain result and is not going to partner with them again if they don't get the result they're hoping for. For example, how if you look at all these studies that say that sugar has no direct toxicity, you'll find that they're always funded by Coca-Cola and funded by fruit juice bottlers and all of that. They're 100% of the time, they're always funded by the soft drink manufacturers. I've never seen a study about sugar that concluded that it was not directly toxic that was not funded by Coca-Cola, fruit juice companies, or a similar company. I'm not saying that it automatically means it's not valid research. I'm saying that it's interesting that they are always funded by those companies.
NIH.gov, and I look up the benefits, the clinical information, the research that they've been able to do on these ingredients. The first ingredient that you want to mark as one of the 7 is alpha GPC. Alpha GPC is an incredible ingredient. It's brain food, and this is the component that makes up the nootropic part of our product. If you don't know what nootropic mean, it's simply just brain food, and it helps increase the
brain food is glucose. Okay. That's it. A nootropic is usually some type of, supplement or dietary supplement that is being promoted as somehow beneficial to like cognition or making you sleep better or improving memory or whatever, or alertness or some shit like that. Dubious, by the way.
The alertness to your cognitive function. And I will tell you guys, me personally being on Vital Control, it's a focus that I can't even explain to you. For me, I'm a very busy person like everybody else, right? I run multiple companies. My main company is Elemere, and it is, you wake up not knowing what your day looks like, especially as a startup company. We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary. You never know what the day looks like. And so you can only imagine all the things that are thrown at me on a daily basis. But what I love about this brain nootropic is that it helps me tackle the task right in front of me. But the crazier thing is I do things that I normally wouldn't even do because I have so much motivation to get up and move. Like my backyard hasn't been completed for a while, and my husband and I knocked it out within 2 weeks because we only do things on Sunday. We don't usually do things, on the weekday or on Saturday. But we knocked it out 2 Sundays in a row, got it done, and we've been living in our house for almost 2 years now. And so,
oh my God, it must be the alpha GPC. So fucking stupid.
So ever since we started Vital Control, I was able to do some tasks that I normally put off.
Oh my God, I'm convinced, you guys. I mean, you could probably have the same thing happen with just, doing it, or with, Adderall, but whatever.
And just avoid because I don't want to do it. The other ingredient that you...
Wait, so the alpha GPC made you want to complete this task? Why? How? How exactly was that? How do you know it was the alpha GPC and not one of the other 6 ingredients in here?
Want to look at, it's combined. It's called Huperzine A/caffeine. Now I know some of you guys are like, oh my gosh, there's caffeine in this product. I'm going to give you guys some ease for a moment. Okay. I'm going to break down realistically how much caffeine we actually have in our product. So any of you guys drink tea, green tea? Any green tea drinkers? If you are, drop a 2 in the comment box. If you are someone that enjoys a cup of green tea, drop a number 2 in the comment box. If you are a Diet Coke or Coke drinker, soda drinker, drop a 3 in the comment box. If you're someone that loves soda, drop a 3 in the comment box. If you drink coffee in the morning, at least 12 ounces. If you drink coffee in the morning, drop a 4 in the comment box. I'm just curious to see what type of beverages you like to drink in the morning. Okay. I'm just picking those top 3. Coke, most likely you don't drink Coke in the morning, but if you are someone that loves to drink soda, drop a 3 in there. If you drink coffee, drop 4. If you are a green tea drinker, drop a 2. Okay, let's just show you guys how much caffeine we really put in our product. So a cup of tea is 30 to 50 milligrams of caffeine. So if you like to enjoy a cup of tea, that's 30 to 50 milligrams of caffeine you're consuming every time you drink a cup.
Pretty sure that black tea is more than that. Maybe if she's still talking about green tea.
A cup of green tea. If you enjoy a soda, whether it's Diet Coke, regular Coke, Pepsi, it's about 48 milligrams of caffeine.
Girl, you know this information is on the can these days, right?
12-ounce coffee is about 136 milligrams of caffeine.
In a 12-ounce coffee? It's usually a little bit, that must be some weak coffee.
Vital Control has 150 micrograms. You guys know that it takes 1,000 micrograms to equate to 1 milligram. We have 150 micrograms of caffeine. 1,000 micrograms equates to 1 milligram. So what does that mean? So to all the green tea drinkers, let's break it down in micrograms, how much caffeine you're taking in. 30 to 50,000 micrograms of caffeine every time you drink.
Okay, so then my question becomes, what the fuck is the point of even having it in there then? That's not going to do diddly squat. I mean, like, why bother?
A cup of green tea. Diet Coke, 48,000 micrograms of caffeine. Coffee, 136,000 micrograms. And Vital Control has 150 micrograms of ingredients. And the best way our chemist explains it is such a microscopic amount of caffeine that you can't even see it with the naked eye. You would have to see it under.
Then why do you even have it in there? Like, what's the point?
A microscope. But the funny thing is, the way we conjugate all of our ingredients is why we don't need a lot of caffeine to create a full impact on our product with what we're trying to do with this, right? So I wanted to clear that up because I know some people were coming in with some questions.
Stop. Yeah. Well, because of the way that we conjugate our products. Yeah, you fucked them all right.
Questions of like how much caffeine is in this product. Guys, it's 150 micrograms and it takes 1,000 micrograms to equate to 1 milligram of product. And if you all drink coffee, which I know a lot of people drink coffee every morning, you're taking in about 136 milligrams. That's 136,000 micrograms you're taking in of caffeine. So the amount that we put in Vital Control is very minute.
Yeah, I understand that, which makes my question, why did you even put it in there at all?
So it is definitely something that I will tell you guys, you are not going to experience the jitters that some people were nervous about. Me personally, I don't get the jitters. I actually just get the motivation without the jitters. The other ingredient is Schisandra. A lot of studies and a lot of benefits. This is actually a herbal Chinese ingredient that they've been using in Eastern medicine for many, many generations that have seen many health benefits overall. This is the component that helps you feel satisfied and full faster. CoQ10 has proven a lot of benefits towards.
We've talked about Schisandra before. Like, there's very limited evidence that suggests like maybe it has some benefits, possibly weather permitting on Wednesdays or whatever, but it's far from conclusive. And here's the thing, like, you don't know what parts of the plant they're using. You don't know if it's actually even in there at all. You don't know if the amount that they say they put in there is the right amount. You don't know if they've treated the plant, you know, if they've dried the leaves or whatever, or if they've extracted it in the proper way to get the active ingredient out of it. You just don't know, you know. And for like what? For maybe possibly a benefit, weather permitting. Yeah, I don't think so. Not for this price.
Cardiovascular health and it is an antioxidant. So many other great benefits that you can look up. Curcumin is also a part of this element, guys. I will tell you.
It's always the same greatest hits, isn't it? We got CoQ10, which, okay, maybe has benefits. Who knows? The thing with CoQ10 is it's unclear what the benefits, it's like unclear how real the benefits are. And, you can get that from another supplement. You can just get a CoQ10 supplement if you're convinced that it's the thing that you need, right? Right. And you can get it from a supplement that is USP verified. You do want to look for USP verification so that at least at minimum, you will know that what it says on the label is actually what's in it and in that amount. Curcumin is notorious among the drug developers and pharmaceutical companies for the fact that it frequently causes false positives for looking like it is going to be a promising treatment for something, for looking like it is going to have useful activity at a receptor or against a pathogen or something like to that effect. It's a promiscuous molecule, as in it reacts with a lot of things and not really in a predictable, useful, or beneficial way. And it's kind of just notorious for kind of giving you false hope if you're a drug developer for a pharmaceutical company. So I wouldn't really that's why they've discarded it from many of their large arrays for testing for drug development.
If you talk to our chemist, curcumin is his favorite ingredient to utilize. We're not going to have curcumin in every single one of our products, but it is in Access Clarity and in Vital Control.
Could she have possibly said a better thing right after I just explained that? I love that. Thank you.
And then the last ingredient is called Aerogenesis. Now, this one, it doesn't have a whole lot of details on the internet yet because it is a newer ingredient that people are studying. It is actually derived from the orchid plant. And the reason why Aerogenesis is actually making a real buzz in the market, because it is a natural way that people have discovered that actually mirrors the feeling of what a pre-workout feels like, but it's not an actual pre-workout. So it's actually derived from the orchid plant. And if you look up some of the studies that they do have currently, this element of this product also helps control and makes you feel satisfied and full faster with your meals. And so with that being said, guys, those are the 7 key element actions.
I have no idea what she's talking about with this Aerogenesis thing. From what I can see, there's an orchid that seems to have a similar name to what she's saying. But it seems to grow in like South America, in like Brazil, I saw a lot of, and I don't know. All I'm gonna say is stop harvesting things from the rainforest. Stop doing that. Thanks.
Active ingredients that we utilize in our product that are creating the results that people are experiencing being in or actually utilizing Vital Control. And so I will personally share with you guys my testimonial before I actually share with you some of the incredible, vast testimonials that have been coming in, whether to me directly or people in our field leadership. But I will tell you guys my personal experience of being on Vital Control. I will say that I've actually been at a product for 5 days now. And here's one thing I will tell you that I noticed is, number one, being on this product, I am not utilizing it for weight loss. Personally, I am a fairly petite individual already. I wasn't trying to lose weight. I was utilizing this more for the brain neurotrophic factor. But being on the product in the first month.
Oh, well, that's great that you're telling people who are trying to use it for weight loss, that it's going to be great for them. Because clearly, you know what that's like.
I dropped 3 pounds, which is not a lot because, again, I didn't really have any weight that I was.
You dropped 3 pounds when you didn't want to? That sounds really dangerous.
Considering or trying to lose. So I lost 3 pounds in a month.
All right, Regina.
But I lost 2.5 inches off of my waist, which if anyone has ever seen me in person, that's a lot for me.
Okay, well, it seems like that might not be a good thing then. I don't know.
I'm a really tiny person. But that is what happened to me in 30
You sure you were measuring your waist in the right place?
days. I lost 3 pounds.
Or at least, are you sure that you weren't measuring it in different places? Because you got to measure it in exactly in the same place consistently. Or yeah, you could do 300. I don't see how that's possible. I'm sorry.
And I lost 2.5 inches off of my waist. Now, why did that happen? Because what I noticed was when I first took the product, I actually got hungry for 3 days. I was eating everything out of sight and I just couldn't fulfill my hunger. The 4th day on being...
Well, that sounds like the opposite of what you're telling people it does then. That's weird.
On vital control is where I noticed my appetite control kicked in. And this is how I can explain to you what happens. This product truly gets you in tune with your body. And you're going to notice that when you're hungry, you need to eat. But what you'll notice is that when you sit down to eat, you're just not eating as big of a portion than you normally would. And when you are eating, you'll notice that you'll stay full longer throughout the day. And then when you go to have your second meal, if you have a second meal, you're also going to know the consumption of that meal is going to be a lot less. Now, here's the crazy part and why Elomir's Vital Control is disrupting.
Didn't she just tell us that she spent the first 3 days eating uncontrollably?
The weight management industry, because all weight...
You are in the weight management industry, girl. You are selling a product and telling people it will help them manage their weight. You are the weight management industry, ma'am. That's what the weight management industry does. They sell products and tell people that they are going to help them manage their weight after they've told them that their weight is a problem. Get this through your head, ma'am. You are in the weight management industry. You are selling a product to help people manage their weight.
Management products that currently exist in the market is actually based from a pill or drink form, or even powders, right? Some people just take the straight powder. But here's what our product doesn't do and why it's so powerful. If you've ever participated in taking other weight management products, you'll notice that the instruction is to take the product 30 minutes to an hour before 2 of your major meals. Because what they do is a lot of the times, not saying every product, I'm just saying the vast majority that I've saw, is they're releasing fiber into your stomach. And synthetically, and I'm not saying it's synthetic fiber, it could be all natural fiber too. I'm just using the terminology of...
Okay, good, because synthetic fiber doesn't exist, sweetheart.
Synthetically putting substance in your stomach to make you feel full. Because if you release fiber into your stomach, you're obviously going to feel like in that moment you're full, so you cannot consume that much food, or you may not even want to eat in that moment, because if you have a lot of fiber in your stomach, there's no room, right?
I mean, I think that's what they're trying to do with it, but I don't know if it really works, because if the fiber fits into a pill, then it probably means it's soluble fiber. So it's not going to do anything for you anyway. It's just, soluble fiber from like psyllium husks and everything, which is not as beneficial for you as insoluble fiber is from a natural source. But yeah, it's not synthetic, and I know she acknowledged it, but I just wanted to reiterate there that synthetic fiber supplements don't exist.
The moment you use the restroom, the feeling is completely gone, and so that is the reason.
What? You don't have to use the restroom. The feeling is going to be gone as soon as the fiber goes from your stomach into your lower intestines, or even possibly part of your small intestines. It's not gonna have to wait around until it comes. It doesn't have to come out your ass. Okay. Besides, it's not gonna happen for many more hours.
Why you're having to take powders or drinks 30 minutes to an hour before every meal. Or if you...
Yeah, because it takes your stomach 30 minutes to an hour to empty. And also it's going to take it some time to react to the presence of the fiber. Not that I think that the fiber is really going to do anything other than just, I don't know, probably not be helpful. Probably upset your stomach, really.
You miss that, you have to take it an hour after you eat.
That doesn't make any sense.
But here's the problem that I discovered as I was talking to people is what you realize is you don't know when you're going to actually eat throughout the day unless you work a job and you have a plan, lunch at like 11 or 12 o'clock, whatever it is. But the reality of it is I don't necessarily know when I'm going to eat throughout the day.
Yeah, that's the problem with this plan.
I usually just eat when I'm hungry. And when I'm hungry, it just hits me. And so what I've come to find is not with any type of appetite control or suppressant, digestive enzymes are something that I used to take. And the reality of it is I'd always forget to take the digestive enzymes 30 minutes before every meal. And I literally have 2 giant bottles full that I don't even take because I keep forgetting to take it before every meal. Because when I get hungry, I just eat. And I never think about...
I thought you weren't trying to lose weight or anything. So why are you fucking around with all this stuff? Why do you have 2 bottles of it that you're consuming? You're so full of contradictions.
Taking those pills, and then it ends up not working for me, not because the product doesn't work.
What do you mean it doesn't work for you? I thought you weren't trying to lose weight.
It just doesn't work because I'm not following the regimen because I keep forgetting it. And if that is...
Yeah, that's why this fiber bomb isn't working. That's why these digestive enzymes aren't working. Okay.
Someone like you, where you failed to stay on the regimen because of the tediousness and the, reminding yourself like, oh, I got to do that 30 minutes before I eat. I will tell you that is a huge component why a lot of people fail on any type of weight loss, weight management product.
Okay, well, I will tell you that if you did stay on the regimen and you did take it 30 minutes before, it also wouldn't work because they don't work. Because it's bullshit.
And so with our product, we give you simplicity, but we also give you the highest quality of delivery. Is that all you have to do is take our strip every single morning. What we recommend is drink a tall glass of water, take your green strip first thing in the morning before you drink any coffee or tea, and then take our product, or you can drink your beverage an hour. Is
that going to be all right? Because I heard that coffee has 136,000 micrograms of caffeine in it.
After, if you feel the need of wanting it, I will tell you guys, this product has truly helped me kick that habit. I don't drink coffee all the time. If I do it out of habit. I don't do it out of necessity anymore because...
Okay. Yeah, because once you have this 150 micrograms of caffeine, you're just going to be so awake and ready to take on the day, you guys.
After I take this product, there's an alertness to my brain that I can't even explain. It usually
Then stop trying to explain it.
Takes me a while to wake up. I feel groggy, but
it's called the placebo effect.
For me personally, when I take Vital Control, there's an alertness within 15 minutes for me after I take this product. So that's number one of why we're so unique.
Maybe it just takes you 15 minutes to kind of like wake up in the morning. Like that's pretty normal.
Disruptive. But the other thing is our price point, you can't beat. To take a brain nootropic.
Oh, bullshit.
And have appetite control. As a customer, you're simply paying $75 a month. At retail, it's $89. We do offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new consumers of our product. But
I'm sure it's very easy to get that money back too.
I'll tell you, you're not going to beat that price. There's people that are charging over hundreds or $150, $160, $200 for appetite control. Our product with brain nootropic factor is simply $75 as a Smart Save customer.
Maybe just don't take an appetite suppressant, maybe just don't do that. Also, you know what? Nope, not going to make that.
And here's what I will tell you guys, that the incredible thing that people are noticing is as they are going on this weight management journey, they're making healthier lifestyle choices. They are actually being more consciously aware of what they're putting in their mouth. They're noticing they're not craving.
And yet they're still putting these Elemere strips in there.
Craving the sweet or the carbs as much as they usually, or if they do want to eat it, they notice that they're not eating as much. And guys, when you go on a natural calorie deficit, you'll notice as you sustain that lifestyle.
How is it a natural calorie deficit if you're achieving it by taking Elomir strips every day before you drink your 136,000 micrograms of caffeine?
Through time, you can drop some weight. So let's talk about this.
Yeah, it's probably the cash that's coming out of their pocket to pay for these Elomir strips. That's the weight they're losing.
To close out the call is some of the results that we have been getting on a daily basis. If you follow me on social media,
I just want to point out that the plural of anecdote is actually anecdotes. It's not evidence, okay? You have one anecdote, you have two anecdotes. It's not you have one anecdote and two evidence.
You can probably see it in my stories. If you follow any of our brand partners, you can probably see them posting it. I would highly, highly recommend.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. All right. She's not going to go through here and tell you, oh, well, this lady tried it. And, she's only going to tell you the ones where the person is like, oh, it worked for me. I now weigh negative 35 pounds. I am an ectoplasmic void in the universe. I weigh nothing. I weigh negative energy. It replaced all of my particles with antiparticles. And, now I'm just the happiest I've ever been. Okay, she's only going to tell you the positive stories. She's not going to be like, and then someone here, if you look right here, they wrote on Facebook, this shit doesn't work and didn't do shit for me. And it was really expensive, waste of time and money. See you guys? And then here's another one that says, this is a total scam and you shouldn't waste your money on it. I can't believe I paid $75 for this bullshit. It didn't do anything for me. So you guys, you really have to try it, okay?
Stay close with the people that invited you, or if you're kind of sneak peeking this, stay close with the person that somehow linked you to Elemere, because I can tell you more stories and testimonials are going to keep coming forward as people are progressively getting their product and getting.
Okay, and I'm going to keep not giving a shit, and I'm going to assume that the reason she's not reading the negative testimonials is because there aren't any, right? Right.
On the product and staying on it longer. We barely started shipping our product last Monday and people are already getting results. So I want to share with you some.
I thought that you were still in your uncontrollable eating phase like 3 days later. So how is it working faster for these people? That doesn't make any sense.
Results that I personally got to hear directly from them. I actually had I don't want to say their names because, I don't want to reveal that until they're ready to share. But she actually private messaged me today. And she literally said, I don't know what this product is doing to me, but she has already lost 4 pounds in 4 days. Now, I want to give this disclaimer.
That is not healthy.
Guys, these results are not typical. These are not to be expected.
You got to look at a more long-term thing in terms of like your weight trend, okay? Because if my weight fluctuates by 3 or 4 pounds all the time. 16 ounces of water weighs 1 pound, okay? How much water do you drink in a day? If you drink 1 liter of water, you have gained a kilogram, an entire kilogram. So it's very easy for your weight to fluctuate by a few pounds. Water's very heavy.
We always recommend stay on the product at least 30 days minimum, and 60 to 90 days is where it's at. But I'm just going to share with you guys.
Is that because then you would have to buy 2 more months of it?
What has come in so far. Please.
And remember, it's only a 30-day money-back guarantee. And she says stay on it a minimum of 30 days, which I assume would cause that money-back guarantee to lapse.
Please know that everyone is different. Some people may need a little.
Everyone is different. No two people are not on fire. Aww.
A little bit more adjusting time to their body. Like myself, I needed 4 days for the appetite control to kick in. Some people may need a little bit longer. Please do. I'm
still baffled by this appetite control that she needs, even though she doesn't want to lose weight. It's so confusing.
Do not base your results on these specific testimonials because, again, everyone.
Then why are you even telling us these testimonials? Like, why are you wasting our time?
And everybody is different. The second story that I just heard on a call, she's a great friend. I know her personally, and she is a no hype, no BS type of girl. And she actually shared with me, she started the product on the 20th when we launched because she happened to take some of my inventory that I had on me. We were all in the same state together. She's been on the product since the 20th, and she has officially lost over 11 pounds and 3 inches off of her waist.
Anyone can do this, right? Well, I know a guy who took the Elomir strips and they made him gain 24 pounds of another species. And now he has an alien that's trying to get birthed through him. And so what's he supposed to do now? You know, he took the Elemere strips and now he's pregnant with an alien. So I don't understand. And it's a real testimonial. He was right there in the same state with me when he took the Elemere product. So, I mean, so it's real. So it happened. So therefore it's true. Right.
Testimonial is she actually shared that she's been on this product, I think 6 days now. She's down 3 pounds. Her husband has been on the product, I think 3 to 5 days. I can't remember, but her husband is anywhere between 5 to 8 pounds lighter.
Okay, well, 5 to 8 pounds in 3 days is a problem.
He's basing it on the last time he weighed himself before he started the product. And I actually have someone based out of Texas. She told me so far she started the product on the 20th as well because she took some of my inventory. She's down 6 pounds. And I will tell you guys, that is insanity. The result.
Agree.
That people are getting. Again, I want to give this disclaimer that these are not typical expected results. Everyone is different, but if you truly are willing to give access clarity, vital control, an opportunity, you'll notice there are so many other great benefits that we have in this product that as you continue.
Oh, so wait, so we shouldn't expect those results, but if we do use it, we should expect those results, right? Why are you wasting our time on irrelevant information then?
You to research and look into the ingredients that we were able to put in.
Yeah, I did. I didn't like it.
To this, you will actually be blown away by all of the benefits that you will experience the longer you stay on our product. So,
I'm blown away, but probably in a different way here.
Those are, again, just some of them. There's actually more.
What? You mean there's more than just those stories of people that we can't verify that you told us?
But I don't want to give too much because I got to get a close to this call. But I will tell you guys, I will definitely say you got nothing to lose with our 30-day money-back guarantee. What
are you talking about? You could lose $75. Plus, you said that you have to stay on the product for a minimum of 30 days to know if it's working for you. So how are you going to get that money-back guarantee if you've already wasted 30 days?
Are looking to get into a state of mind of truly transforming your overall well-being, and you truly want to get yourself in a position to manage your weight and just live a better lifestyle, I highly encourage you to get back with that brand partner that invited and introduced you to Elemere so that they can share with you more information. But not only that, if you want to continue to keep reading testimonials, if you're not ready to buy or you're not ready to commit, add yourself to the community that we have of almost 21,000 people. And every single day, there's probably going to be new testimonials coming forward as people are experiencing vital control. And you can keep reading those stories.
Well, yeah, I wonder if that's related to the fact that they're trying to get a downline to join, So they're probably going to say the product works. They're probably not going to be like, this shit is some bullshit. Join my team.
See if any of those stories relate to what you're looking to do. And I will tell you guys the most beautiful.
Oh, just go out looking for the ones that confirm what you're already looking for.
Beautiful one that I will tell you that I'm so excited for. I love all the stories, but Tamra is my favorite. And I will share because she is publicly sharing her picture out there. Tamra is the perfect example of what vital control was meant to do. Tamara was in our trial group and she lost 8 pounds in the trial group. After the trial.
Who cares? I don't care. 8 pounds. I don't care. Don't care.
Trial was done. She didn't have any more product because she was waiting for it to launch. Well, Tamara straight up said she was not going to gain back any of the weight that she lost during the trial. So she continued doing a healthy lifestyle with no product and lost an additional 6 pounds.
Well, it worked it seems like it worked just as well as when she did have it. Unbelievable. She's proving the importance of placebo control right here. This product costs, she said, what, $75 a month. And what, it at best got 2 more pounds compared to what she could have done on her own for free. Are you fucking kidding me? That is, why would you say this?
Now that Vital Control is fully launched, she has a goal to lose an additional 20 plus pounds by a certain date. And
well, it sounds like if she just kept doing what she was fucking doing when she lost 6 pounds, she probably would lose that on her own without having to pay all this shit for this bullshit product, ma'am.
So excited to have her buddy back with her Vital Control to help her with that. And so that's what I absolutely loved about Tamara's story is that,
right, because, you know, it's very important that we make sure she's aware that she couldn't have done it on her own, you know, like, no. No, you needed the Vital Control, okay? You're just running on borrowed time, ma'am. Come on, Tamara.
That she is doing what we wanted Vital Control to do, was to be the beginning,
middle, and end
partner for you to get you into the mindset to actually choose to live a healthier lifestyle. And because of that, Tamara truly is displaying what we ultimately wanted this product to do for people. And so with that, guys, I appreciate you all being on this live. If you have any questions, please get back with the person that invited you. And if you are ready to get started as a customer or even as a brand partner, because we have free enrollment happening in May, let me be the first to welcome you as a customer or a brand partner. I look forward to getting to know you and meeting you one day. And I hope you guys enjoy your experience with either Access Clarity, Vital Control, or all. But I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, bye. Well, I'm convinced, okay? I mean, I'm so convinced by her truthfulness that, you know, I'm dismayed that means that my outro now is going to be like not relevant, you know. You'll just have to see. Also, if you like the outro, go check out the full version of it. It was posted a few days ago. Enjoy. That's some serious bullshit. Okay, testimonials are unreliable. You know, anyone can say those things. Like, she didn't even say who told her this shit. And furthermore, it wouldn't matter, okay? Because anyone can say that shit, and it doesn't tell you anything about how many people it didn't work for, supposedly, okay? And it's not placebo controlled, so who cares? Furthermore, just testimonials are not really evidence, okay? And eyewitnesses are unreliable, okay? You misremember things, people misattribute things, and then you will start looking at your memory in the way that confirms the conclusion you drew from it. I've been Mack. Peace out. Bye!